The firefighter suddenly noticed something terrifying. The wildfire suddenly changed direction, and it was heading straight for the village. But the man didn't rush to put it out. Instead, he lit a match. He watched the flame quickly burn down to his fingers, and realized this fire was completely out of control. So he immediately told the villagers to evacuate in an orderly fashion. But the villagers didn't take it seriously at all. They'd rather wet their houses with water than leave. As the wildfire got closer, the villagers finally panicked and started to flee. But just then, the main road was blocked by roaring flames. As the fire chief, the man knew there wasn't much time left. There was only one rescue helicopter, so he had to let the women and children go first. The rest had to go through the forest to seek shelter at a river 4 kilometers away. But the car was way too heavy. The helicopter didn't have enough power to lift it. They had to cut 200 kilograms of weight. With no other choice, the mothers tearfully said goodbye to their children. And just like that, after the pilot gave it everything he had, the helicopter finally took off. Thick smoke turned day into night. The kids sat in the car completely terrified. Curly tried to comfort everyone, but then, one of the ropes suddenly snapped. The car swayed violently. The kids were scared out of their minds. They were so close to their destination. But the pilot couldn't just ignore it. He didn't have time to think. He quickly found a clearing, and prepared to bring the kids aboard. In the middle of this crisis, Curly jumped out and unhooked the rope, and rushed the kids onto the helicopter. But when the pilot tried to lift off again, the helicopter wouldn't budge. No matter how hard he tried, it was useless. Time was running out. They had to lose more weight, so Curly started tossing out everything that wasn't nailed down. Even the fire extinguishers went. He even threw away his favorite guitar. But to everyone's shock, the helicopter still couldn't take off. Out of options, Curly told the pilot to dump a ton of fuel from the tank, because they still had the backup tank. Then Curly used a fire extinguisher to put out nearby fires, just to buy them more time. Then they all got on the helicopter, but it hovered only 2 meters above the ground. It still needed to lose weight. Curly took off his shoes, and even stripped off his clothes, but it made no difference. Seeing the fire about to reach the fuel, Curly made a huge decision. He told the kids to close their eyes, and said, "When I count to 3, a miracle will happen."
1, 2, 3!
Sure enough, a miracle really did happen. The helicopter finally lifted off. When the kids opened their eyes, Curly was gone. To save more lives, he had jumped out of the helicopter, standing in the firelight. Curly showed no fear of death. Then the raging fire around him, like a pack of wild beasts, swallowed everything in its path, including Curly's body. Meanwhile, the fire chief was leading the villagers on an emergency escape to the river 4 kilometers away. On the way, they watched their homes disappear into the flames, and couldn't hold back their sorrow. But they had no choice. They kept moving, heading toward the river. But not long after, they got trapped. Even the battle-hardened chief was stunned. They were stuck, and time was running out. Luckily, they were just 300 meters from the river. The chief made a desperate decision. He strapped on a rope